Good day. We're back. We are back, and I want to talk about getting past the analysis paralysis. And I know some of you know exactly what that is because you have these dreams, these expectations, you have these wants and projects, and you keep thinking of all the reasons why you cannot and should not pull the trigger. There's always one more thing that comes up that puts this big project, the next step, on the back burner. Today, we are going to discuss why you should adopt an MVP mindset. Yes, we're talking living an 80-20 life. Let's get into it. Okay, can we get into it? Oh man, good day, good afternoon, or it could be evening or morning, depending on where you are. But I am Gwendolyn G.R. Houston Jack. This is HouJack DMS Live Learning. And we are streaming to Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, I am personally inviting you to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. There you go. So let me jump right into it, right? Because as a solopreneur, entrepreneur, small business owner, let's just call it, as a person, right? Throw out all the titles, throw them all out. As a person, we get to a place of wanting desire. There's a desire to be something close to perfect. Perfect does not exist. Can we just all agree to that? Like really quick. Can we all just agree? Perfect does not exist. Take that word, put it in a book, grab some matches and burn it. Burn it. As soon as you recognize that perfect does not exist, I believe you can operate more confidently in the world. So I want to introduce to you, if you've never heard of it, MVP, which is for most viable product. In essence, if you have an offer or a product that you want to bring to market, if it's at 80%, it's good to go. The idea is, if you can bring your service or product to market and your desired customer can get the experience that you want them to get, and it meets your customer's needs, and it checks all the boxes, so like maybe 2 off the list, you are good to go. Because that other 20%, that extra zhuzhing, you can add that later. You don't have to have it right now. You don't have to have everything perfect and primed and prepped, and I can't think of another P word. You don't have to have it. You don't need it to get started, to pull the trigger, to put your foot out there. You don't need it. You can always zhuzh later. The whole point is to get it going, is to get started. Now, I got to tell you that I didn't understand what MVP was until a few years ago. Few as in like maybe, I don't know, 10, 7, 8. 7, 8? How about 8, 9, something like that. Years ago. So in the tech world, they do a lot of most viable products. It is like the thing to do, because if you attempt to get a tech project perfect, I don't know if you ever get it out the door. I'm just saying. When I got behind the velvet rope of our software team and what they did and what they worked with, and I saw columns and columns of stories, and these are future projects, items to be fixed, enhanced, what have you. There were stories, there were columns of all these things to do. for a variety of software that we used. I thought, holy Nikes. Yeah. Most viable product, 80-20. Because think about it. Perfect doesn't exist, but we know that if you had to throw a party, and although you really wanted this particular champagne gold shingle something in the doorway, if it did not arrive on time, you could still have your party and everybody would still have a good time. If you decided to take off the sesame ginger meatballs with the so-and-so broccoli, blah, 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 people wouldn't miss it because they really enjoyed all the other dishes available to them. We sometimes no. We often get caught up on what's missing. We get caught up on what we don't have, what we didn't get, what opportunity was lost. It's all of what's missing. Somehow our society has convinced us that most of our energy should be spent focused on what we don't have, like what's not there. I'm advising you. Suggesting. I don't want to say big because I'm not begging anybody for anything, but I highly suggest that you change that mindset and start focusing on what is and what you have and what's working well. If you have an idea that is 80% done, but you want to add an extra fluffy something in the box, but it's not going to be here for a while, or your website is missing this amazing thing, but it does not impact your customer experiencing your product, your service, I am telling you, take it to market. You can always zhuzh it later. You can always add it later. It's okay. When I started this business, it happened when I was going through a change with family. My dad was ill, and so I was looking for something that allowed me to work, but also travel back and forth from the Houston area to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But I put down on my plan how I want to launch it, because I knew I didn't really have the time to sit still and do all these fancy dancy things. I knew that. So I got the website, I secured that, but the website wasn't complete. And I didn't want to wait for that to start getting customers, because my brother was like, oh, talk to my sister. She can help you out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, you're so kind. So do I want to wait on helping these people because I don't have a website? Or do I go ahead and get my legalities in order, figure out how to send an invoice, and start helping people and making money? I chose the latter because I can always zhuzh it later. These folks don't care about my website. They could care less. They have other things on their mind right now. And their only focus is, can you help me in this moment right here, right now? No, I can't because my website's not done yet. Sometimes we find excuses to not put ourselves out there, and I get it. Being vulnerable it's a scary thing. It can be scary because you are sharing a part of yourself and you're exposing yourself to all these other things. And again, society likes to focus on fear. What could go wrong? You know, if you do this, this isn't right. It's gonna mess you up. You know, if you put this out here and so sees it, they're going to chew it up. And you'll be banned. And it's just, everything is negative and fear. It's like, stop, flip it. Let's talk about putting ourselves out there and thinking about what is going to go right. You know how they say, what's the worst thing that can happen? No. What's the best thing that can happen? The best. I get a lot of customers. People are recommending me to their family, friends, their colleagues, and I have an amazing first year. Go for the gusto versus, well, I don't know if I just. Now, we all have our own self-sabotaging ways. We all have them. Every single one of us. We have them. Don't always know what they are, but we do have them, right? And we have to recognize them. And the first one starts with the mindset. That's the first one. Start with the mind. Say to yourself, how can I take today and make the most of today? When you adopt 80-20, and it takes time, trust me, it takes time, because some of us like to do everything for ourselves and we're all encompassing and look, when people say we like to work hard and play hard, okay, well, that's a lie. I don't like working hard. Like this, a no. Gwendolyn does not like working hard for what? To get what? Stress? Wrinkles? Ulcers? Come on now. No, I don't have to work hard. No. I want to work smarter. I want to do what needs to be done to get things going. And when I adopted an 80-20 mindset, that happened. Because I can look at what I want to get done and say, okay, I got to get it to right here. People can find me. They can schedule a consultation. They can pay for a class. Bam, done. I'm out. I'm on to the next thing. Because you can always come back and zhuzh up. So when this one started, I got the things taken care of to help the customers that my brother was, bringing to me. It worked out. And then I worked on the website. And then I worked on my YouTube videos. And then I worked on, there's never a place where we are not working on making something better. Have you ever noticed that? Like, consider going to a retail store that is in the middle of a remodel. Do they shut down the whole store? Well, yes and no. If they have to move walls and somebody might get hurt, they're like, look, we got to shut this down because it's just not worth it. Okay, great. But for the most part, a lot of them will just put up a curtain around the section that they're working on. And they'll say, pardon the mess. Please excuse the noise while we are creating something new for you. So they create this anticipation. But customers are shopping. They are none the wiser, nor do they actually care. Right? It's just like, oh, great, I gotta walk around, fine. But they don't care. You pull down that curtain, like, ta-da! Here's a whole new section of XYZ. You're like, oh my God, it's so great. But the world keeps turning and they keep working. And so if you have retailers and other businesses that can operate while they're working on something or upgrading something, well, why can't we? We're no different. We are no different. For some reason, we believe as a small business owner or an entrepreneur, we have to show up 110%, 120. We do not. Don't know where that came from. Doesn't really matter. But we do not. It's not necessary. So when you take in the mindset of, let me do what needs to be done, that my customer gets the experience that I want them to receive, the product does what it's supposed to do, and the customer is happy and they come back for more, you take it to market. Now, I'm going to give you the best example of MVP that everybody understands. Your smartphone, your smartwatch, your smart rings, all this technology, your laptop, your cameras. I'm looking around the house really quick. All this stuff. Yeah, this is most viable product, because think about how many times you're on your phone, you're on your tablet, whatever. They're like, hey, we have a new update. Or the apps that you use. Hey, you need to install the latest app, because they're always working on making it better. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have my app updates on automatic because they're always coming. And if you don't update, like, why is it not working? Because I got to go in here, get the latest, greatest app. Yeah, they're version 5.0.28 something. And here you are on 3.5.00. They're always updating. So again, tell me why you believe that you, solopreneur, small business owner, whomever, that you have to have all of your ducks in a row, perfectly coiffed feathers, where everybody else can put out the most viable product and zhuzh it later. Okay. Is it making sense to you? Is it coming together? I hope it's coming together. When you write down what you want to do for your product, your services, whatever it is, your business plan, whatever it is, when you see the task items that must be done and look at all the other things, picking a color, adding a so-and-so link, then you realize, okay, if these 3 things don't get done this week, it's fine. I can still open. I can still go forward. We need to get there. Even with your social media, your blog posts, whatever you're doing. Now, this does not apply to cooking food, okay? Doesn't apply to cooking chicken or pork or any other kind of meat. If it needs to be cooked all the way, 80-20 ain't gonna get it. It'll get you sick. So don't do that. Be sure we're applying this 80-20 in the right situations. Just want to make sure I make that comment, because somebody's liable to go out and yeah. All right, here's reality though. Let's get serious here. Perfect doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And we will often find reasons and ways to self-sabotage and slow down our progress. Let's change that. Let's adopt an 80-20 mindset. Let's review what we're offering, feel really good about it, put it out with the idea of, I'm going to go back and zhuzh it. And I do go back and zhuzh it. Everybody needs a refresh. Every now and then, you need a refresh, you need to zhuzh it up, you need to update it. Your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your website. We all need a little zhuzhing from here. Every now and then, it's fine. But adopt that mindset. The idea here, though, is to just get started. Pull that trigger, get started. Let's go get it. We can work on everything else later, right? Now, again, legality's all in order. So if you don't have that, then that should be your first step. But hey, like I said, 80-20 has a purpose and a place, just not in all the places. But I do want to invite you guys really quick to get on our newsletter. We got tips on selling, pricing, overcoming obstacles, and also build a community. We have a really great community. The Get Her Done accountability group, we don't meet every week. No, we meet like beginning of the quarter, end of the quarter, but we have a way to talk to each other, to see what we're working on and how we can help each other. Life can be so much better with the community to help push you further along, right? Think about that. So we do have a great accountability group. And as always, I want to thank you guys for coming in for this quick, I like to call them Lunch and Learns. In my former life, we called them Lunch and Learns. And I do again want to invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the HouJack ZMS YouTube channel. We're taking a couple of minutes while you eat your pasta, your salad, your tuna fish and crackers. You know, get a little learning in while you're eating, right? And go about your day, whatever that is. But we'll be back in 2 more weeks. And I don't know what the topic is. I gotta check my list. I have a list. It's not in front of me. But we'll work on it. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We will see you all then.